Hey guys. Hey hooligans. Welcome back. How's everybody doing tonight? All right. Let's give everybody a minute to get in here. Let's see. Looks like one of the Facebook pages isn't streaming. Let's see. Maybe it'll pop on. I know it's on the Adventures of General Hooligan. Hey, come on, let's go, Harold. Anyways, yeah, it looks like we are having some difficulties on one of the Facebook pages, but we're good on the YouTube and the official page for the Adventures of General Hooligan. I don't know why that one's not working, but it's not. Hey, Maggie. Yeah, it really is tonight. It was earlier. Anyway, so today I wanted to talk about a couple of things. I wanted to do some fishing etiquette, do's and don'ts, some kayak fishing destinations like my bucket list, and then I have a challenge for you guys. And then at the very end, I'm going to talk about a tournament. So let's see. Let's give it just another minute. Maybe a few more people will pop on. I know it's kind of weird that it's not on the. Well, let me read this little thing from Facebook here. Oh yeah, guys. So if you hear the dogs, sorry. They are not happy that they're not out here and hanging out with us in the living room, which is kind of what this is. Mishka, that's Mishka. She would much rather be out here. Maggie, are you on the main page? Or because I don't know, it just keeps giving me an error up here at the top, but it's okay. I'm not worried about it. All right, let's see if Mishka will behave for a little bit. So I think for fishing etiquette, it doesn't matter if you're in a boat. Oh, okay, so that page is working. I think it's the older page that's not working, and I don't know why. So as far as etiquette, I don't think it matters if you're on a boat, kayak, whatever. I think it really does. Just be polite. So my first do for the etiquette is respect people's personal space. Always try to give other anglers plenty of space when you're fishing. I mean, really respect that casting range and avoid crowding fishing spots. I know sometimes you could be on a tiny little lake and it does get crowded, but give somebody room to cast. I've been in the kayak. Where was it last? It was somewhere out in East Texas, and Caddo Lake, and I had boats come right next to me. And I was like, I mean, I could have casted over them and into where I was going. They were probably 10 or 15 feet from me, which was pretty close. And then, when they go to take off, they kind of rock you around. Definitely for etiquette, one of the big things for me is don't litter. Pick it up, take it out with you, leave it better than we found it. And then let's see, don't disturb the wildlife. Sometimes that's for your own safety. It might be their nesting area or whatever. But, as far as like alligators, I leave them be. They leave me be. We're all happy that way. Take pictures, but I definitely wouldn't roll right up to most wildlife. And then this is a tricky one, is you could educate others. If you see somebody that's being rude, I guess you could say, hey, you kind of crowding me. You could say it in nice ways. Depends on how they are, because I've said it in less than nice ways. Let's see. Oh, yes. Oh, well, Maggie, that snake didn't need to be in the boat with me. He had his own habitat. What's mine is mine, and what's his is his. Let's see. Yeah. So educating others can be taken not so nicely. So I don't usually do that, but I guess it was something simple. Because same thing like at the ramp, like when you're loading up or you're getting ready to put in, you know, don't necessarily need to use the ramp when you're loading up your kayak, like putting all your fishing stuff on it. Try to get all that done so that you spend as little time as possible on the actual ramp so that others can get in and out, you know. So that's really my 2 cents on etiquette. Just give people space. Give the animals space. They need to give me space too, Maggie. Um, so as far as like my bucket list, yes. Hold on a minute, y'all. Maggie's typing in a question. Maggie, while you're typing, I'm going to look at this. Try to figure out this Facebook thing too. Huh. Well, maybe others will pop in. Um, hopefully. Let's see. What do we got? Maggie, I hope it's okay because you're going to have to ask at least once, probably every cast. Uh, you're going to have to take somebody with you. Yeah. Yeah. Or Maggie, I've got one of those little kid ones. They don't really bird's nest as bad. So I think that's your best bet. I'll send it to you. Right? All right. Let's see. All right. What lakes in the US? Oh, you're being serious? I don't know. If I were on the lake and somebody asked me, I'd probably be like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. But there may be people that are like, I don't have time to do that. But I would if I were there. I think and somebody was like, man, I really messed that up. Can you help me out? I would, and maybe other people would. What are some lakes that you guys would like to go to? Like, I know I think about it a lot because there are a ton of lakes that I really want to fish, and just in the U.S. That's not even thinking outside of the U.S. So, my first bucket list destination would be Lake Okeechobee. That's in South Florida, and every year people are pulling out monster bass out of that place. It's shallow, it's grassy, and I mean 6 to 8 pound bass. I mean just on the regular. Listen, I'm telling you, Texas has probably 5 or 6 of the best bass fishing lakes in the U.S. And actually, I'll get to that here in just a little bit, Harold. Maggie. Okay, Green River Lakes. I'm going to guess that's Wyoming. I'd look, see me taking notes? Green River. Because now I might need to fish it too. Hey, good evening, David. So yeah, Okeechobee is, I think it's like 730 square miles. And I think that is going to be awesome. Oh, and I am coming with you, probably to get your bird's nest out. Okay, so the second that I want to fish is actually in South Carolina. It's the Santee Cooper. It's shallow with cypress trees and grass beds, a lot of sunken creek channel or humps and creek channels. Tons of amazing bass come out of there too. And then my third bucket list lake is OHIV. That's east of San Angelo. It has thousands of acres of flooded mesquite, oak, and juniper trees all over. It's a big reservoir, and man, it bass. It might actually take Lake Fork as the best lake in Texas. But now that's, don't come for me, but I really think OHIV is going to do it. But those are my three. Do you guys have, other than Green River, do you guys have any lakes that you are like, I have to fish this before I die? You know what? I have actually never been trout fishing, but I think it would be awesome. Actually, yeah. Maybe I am due for a visit. I think trout fishing will be awesome. So, my next topic for you guys, I have a little challenge. I hope you're up for it. So, whether you're a seasoned angler or just starting out, I want to kind of shake it up and get you guys out there. So, my challenge is just fish. In the next 30 days, go fishing. So, between now and the next live on my Adventures of General Hooligan page, I want to see pictures. Go get on the bank, a kayak, a boat, whatever you have, catch a fish, any species, anywhere, as long as it's legal. Post the pictures to the page. And then on our next podcast, we'll kind of, I'm going to put up the pictures and say who caught what and where. Maybe not where if you want to keep it a secret and it's like a 15-pound bass. Yes, I am due for a visit. All right. So that's right. We'll be in Nebraska in 2 weeks. So we're definitely, there's a pond that we're going to try out. So the last thing that I really wanted to talk about, and we'll go back over these if like a bunch of people pop in at some point, but this year I am hosting I'm the tournament director for the USA Bassin Jackson Kayak Trail Texas Division. That's a mouthful. Our first tournament is in May. It's on May 25th. It's at Toledo Bend. And we're actually going to be teaming up with Greenfish Nation. So there's a double dip opportunity there. We're also teaming up with Dave from Kayak Instruction. He is going to rent out kayaks for anybody who doesn't have one, who just wants to try it out, get into fishing tournaments, see if they even like it. He's going to do Friday to Sunday rentals so that you can have the kayak on the Saturday. Sorry, Mishka just came. So he's going to rent it out Friday to Sunday so you can pick it up Friday afternoon sometime and take it back to him on Sunday so you can fish all day Saturday. It's $50 for the whole weekend. So you're going to get the kayak, you're going to get your personal flotation device, your life jacket, and a paddle. So that's going to be an awesome chance for anybody who wants to just test it out. We're also going to do pay at the ramp. So we're using the app TourneyX to sign up for the tournament. And then I'm going to post the ramp that we're going to meet at. We're going to meet there before we launch. You guys are going to pay there. Then we're all going to fish. Afterwards, we're going to meet back at that same ramp. And we're going to do some giveaways. We'll go over who won. And you'll get cash right back. So the cash you bring in is the cash you take home. $50 is a good price for that whole weekend. Friday to Sunday. I wish you were down here. It's going to be awesome. So, like I said, the first 3 tournaments are going to be in conjunction with Greenfish. And then after that, it's just going to be us. They might join us, but I'm not sure yet. And as far as the best destinations to fish at, we're going to hit Toledo Bend. Hold on a minute. Let me bring up the schedule so I can remember where we're going. Toledo Bend, Lake Fork, Lake Athens, O.H. Ivy, and Sam Rayburn. Those are some of the best lakes in the nation. And we're going to hit them all this season. If everything goes really good this season, I'm hoping to run next season and do a 10-stop trail. So we will hit even more of those amazing Texas lakes. So please come out, join us. Let's fish all these tournaments. Double dip with Greenfish Nation. They're also on TourneyX. We're going to be running the same rules. All that good stuff. So I think it's going to be awesome. And really, I think it's going to be, yes, you do. It's time to get out here. So other than that, did you guys have any questions? I know that was short and sweet. I kind of ran through it because I get nervous. But yeah, do you guys have any lakes that you want to fish? And if it's one of these, you could definitely get in on some tournament time. Any questions about the challenge to go fishing? Maggie, even a trout, go out and catch one. Tell Nick to go fishing too. Chris, everybody, get out of the house, go fishing. Yes. So Jackson makes, and I'm saying Jackson just because I know Jackson's. The one that I have right now, the NAR, awesome. They're so stable. They also have a couple other ones that are sit on tops. I think Hobie makes one that's really good. Just trying to think. But there are a lot. There are quite a few that are really good, really stable, that a lot of guys that I fish with are big guys, and they go right to it. They don't slow down. Let's see. So for tournaments, usually they have you don't really talk to each other once the tournament starts. You can't call your buddy and be like, hey, I'm over here on this side of the lake catching tons of fish. You're not really supposed to do that. Usually once you launch and you go get the biggest thing is give people space. If you're waiting on a spot to open up, stay back. I know you're going to stare at that guy and wait on him to get out of your way, but give him some casting space. Usually once he makes his cast, gets his fish, and the fish slow down, that person will move on. They've got a couple spots that they want to fish. Let's see. Snow. Oh, it's summertime. You guys, you got to get out of there. There's too much snow there. Let's see. As far as tournaments, always make sure you have a catch board with you. It's not really etiquette, but as far as tournaments go, you want to be careful when you're measuring. Make sure you don't have any shadows on your board. I know somebody had a fish disqualified because they couldn't see part of it on the board because of shadows. So definitely watch out for that. Make sure the mouth is closed, the tail is down. Don't touch the front or the tail. Kind of, hold them down on the board in that very center of the body. Take a couple of pictures just so you have a good one, because sometimes you think you have a good picture and then you go to submit it and you're like, oh, trust me. Let's see. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about shadows either until a friend of mine got his fish disqualified a couple weeks ago. Make sure they could see your identifier. With all these tournaments, you're going to get an identifier. Make sure it's either, sometimes they'll let you have it on your hand. Sometimes they want it on a very specific piece of paper. So check the tournament rules for that. Jackson, we do have an identifier. It's on the Facebook page. You can print it out. I always have extras with me. So if you forgot it, lost it, I have some. We can do it when we meet at the ramp in the mornings. Oh, for sure. I snack all day long. As a matter of fact, one of my videos with all the alligators in it, I was snacking when I saw the pig cross the river. Excuse me. Huh. No, I don't know of anybody that rents out catch boards, but the brand is Catch. You can also get them on Amazon pretty cheap. I know I bring two with me when I go to tournaments, and a lot of people have extras, so you might be able to post on one of the kayak fishing groups. Hey, I don't have a catch board yet. Does anybody have one I can borrow? I bring two in case I lose one, but I would totally let somebody borrow one too. So I'm sure other people would probably be like, yeah, sure. I've got 3 or 4. I don't have 3 or 4, but somebody might. That's a good idea. I'm going to write that down. Catch board. Oh, there's Charlie talking to us. And most tournaments require that it be a catch board nowadays. So definitely a good investment if you are going to fish tournaments. I know. She's a brat. She wants to come out and play. And the train's going to go by too. Let's see. Yes, she does. My little pit bull mix likes to watch TV. So when she's in her bed, she doesn't like it because she likes to come out here and watch TV. All right, guys. So other than that, did you guys have any questions, comments? I know we kind of sped through it, but like I said, I was a little nervous. Once I get used to doing these, I think it'll slow down a little bit. So I'm thinking about doing a podcast every 2 weeks. What do you guys think about that? Or should it be once a month? We'll let the the audience decide. And there goes the train. Why do people do tournaments? So I think a lot of people do tournaments because they enjoy it. And so let's see, tournaments. People love fishing, but they also like, I think, the challenge and the competitive part of it, because a lot of times you end up knowing each other, right? Like, in East Texas or North Texas, you are going to fish with the same people for that whole tournament trail. So all 5 tournaments or all 10. So it's kind of like that. You're competitive, but in a friendly way, and you win some money. Now, are you going to get rich doing fishing tournaments? Probably not. People who win like the big national championships and stuff, that's probably very few people. You know what I mean? Like, most people don't get rich from fishing, but it's fun and something that they love. I love, and yeah, you might win a little bit of money and bragging rights. Hey, I won 3 of those tournaments and you didn't. Let's see. Twice a week, maybe every 2 weeks, I think. And you probably should shower. The fish could probably smell you. No, I don't know. That's up to you if you wanna shower before a tournament. But also at the end of the tournament, you hang out with people, and maybe that's part of it too. Camaraderie, right? Uh, it's fun to hang out. A lot of times people go to dinner. They may be camping at the same campground if it's somewhere that's like far off. I know when I went to Cato a couple weeks ago, ended up staying out there and hanging out with some really cool people, getting to chat, have dinner, just do a lot of fun stuff, fun fishing, chatting, because you guys know I like to talk. Let's see, what is this? No, probably not. But I don't buy that much bait and stuff, so I don't do that much. But yeah, certainly, you might win a couple $100. I don't know if it's a big tournament, you might win 1,000, but it's certainly not the Bassmasters, not yet, but it is getting popular. So maybe one day. Maybe one day. So baits, as far as that goes, I don't know. I think that some tournaments you can't use the Alabama rig, but I'm pretty sure that most baits are okay. I know you can't troll, like you can't hook up your poles to the back and just cruise. You have to actually cast and you can only have one line at a time, one line in at a time. You have to use artificial baits. There's no live baits, no worms. It has to be artificial. I'm trying to think what else. I think as far as I've seen, that's the biggest. It definitely has to be artificial. And then you have to follow your state. So some states with like the Alabama rig, it can only have so many points on it or hooks. Let's see. Yeah, I take 6 fishing poles with me on an average tournament. That way I take more poles so that I can have different types of rigs. So if I know I'm going to take a Texas rig, I put it on one fishing pole. If I know that I'm going to have like a faster moving bait or something that's heavier, I'll take that specific pole. But yes, you are allowed to have more than one fishing rod and reel with you, but you can only have one in your hand at a time. Do I enjoy other forms of fishing? Oh, absolutely. I walk the bank at our pond, a couple ponds down the road. My friend Melissa has a pond. I walk the bank with over there. So bank fishing, kayak fishing, and as a matter of fact, next weekend this will be my very first tournament on a boat, like a bass boat. I'm competing as a co-angler in Slickapalooza. It's put on by Slick Baits, and I have a whole box of their stuff, at least one whole box. So they are putting on a tournament next weekend. So that'll be my first time on the bank or on a bass boat. So I'm really excited. Hopefully I'll have a video about that coming out. Last weekend I went with the Patriot Anglers. They're a nonprofit for veterans, first responders, nurses. They put on some amazing retreats. They do fly fishing. I was there all weekend and it rained all weekend, so I don't have a lot of video of actual fly fishing, but I'm putting together a video of some of the fly tying classes that they did. That was a lot of fun. Even not fishing, it was still really awesome. I look forward to working with them some more. Maybe I can get some fly fishing videos out. Let's see. Yes. I have had poles where something messed up. Maybe I bird's nested so bad that I was like, forget it. Or I threw a bait off and I was mad at that fishing pole. And in the meantime, I grabbed another one, and I probably wasn't mad at the rod. I was probably mad at myself. But yes, you could set one back, grab the other one that you already have tied on, and keep fishing. And then when you have a second, you can fix it, get it tied up, and keep it in rotation. Sometimes I have a rod that I use for topwater, or if I'm going to be doing glide baits, I have a specific rod for it because they weigh a little more. I have a crate that I keep in the back that's full of soft plastics, other baits, my snacks, my lunch, my drinks. I keep inside of the kayak, I keep my first aid kit, a change of clothes inside of a dry bag, extra paddle, my whistle, because you have to have a whistle. Yeah. So I think with the NAR, the kayak that I just got, probably this weekend, I'm going to put it all together and kind of show you guys a video of how I set it up when I'm getting ready to go out fishing. And you'll see all the rod holders, how I have the rods on there. The Garmin, I put a Garmin on there. I have a cup holder for all my drinks. Yeah. You guys have any other questions? All right. And I did see a couple posts for every 2 weeks or a couple answers. Yeah, I think that would be really cool to do this every 2 weeks. That way we can do updates on tournaments, what's going on with the channel, and just chat, hang out. Yes, you can use fish finders. You can use LiveScope. You can use, like the Garmin I have, it tells you the depth of the water, the temperature of the water, You can use side scan. Um, I don't have live scope, so I can't see things live when it's moving, but I can tell, hey, there's brush down there. It's probably a fish in there. There's a tree. Twice a week. Did I say twice a week? If I did, that's because I was reading Maggie's post. Uh, every 2 weeks is what I meant to say. Hey, Harold does have a show. It's pretty awesome. So go check out Harold at Joe Bella's because yes. But don't try to get the stuff that I want. Let's see. Yes. So fish finders, people have multiple screens, multiple all kinds of stuff, like huge setups. I just now got into that, so I have my little guy trying to figure it out. My friend Chris is teaching me how to read it a little bit at a time, and I appreciate her for that. Um, yeah. Any other questions before I call it a day? All right. I really appreciate you guys. You guys rock. Thank you for asking questions and coming on here to listen to me chatter on for half an hour. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I'll be posting up on the Adventures of General Hooligan some new videos. Uh, going live from the. I've done that once, and it was really hard because the day I did it was so sunny. I could barely see the screen. I couldn't see what people were saying, but I think I probably could do it again. Probably, maybe I'll start doing some mid-tournament updates. Yeah, that's a good idea. Some mid-tournament updates. They'll probably be pretty short because a lot of times, like at Caddo, there was zero service. I mean, I had to actually go into town to McDonald's to use their Wi-Fi just to do anything. So, yeah. Oh, I can definitely show the kayak snacks if we do it early because I tend to eat them all before 9 or 10. Yeah, I think that'll be good. We'll do that. We'll do every other week. Every other week, we'll do a podcast. We'll do a live from the kayak uh, for tournament updates. I've got some videos to make coming up anyway, so I'm going to show you guys the NAR. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm going to hop off here. It's time for dinner. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. Oh no, Tom, you're late. Bye.